I'm Val's Mama Tabby, and this little bundle in my lap is Miss Valentine. Obviously, she's taking a nap right now, so I get to talk to you for a little bit. I am a full-time stay-at-home mom. This is my very first baby, and I gotta say, I'm been struggling with how to welcome you guys to my channel, how to show you what I'm kind of all about, because I never thought I was going to be a mom. If you had told me 15, 20 years ago that I would be sitting here trying to talk to people about motherhood, I would have told you that you were utterly crazy, because that was nothing I had any interest in. I don't want to say an older mom, because I don't feel older. And honestly, I feel like a lot of my peer group waited until we were around this age to start having our kids. So I think being a 33-year-old first-time mom just really isn't all that odd anymore. And just like the rest of you, I have a pretty varied and interesting story that led me to this point in my life where I felt ready to have a child. I had finished doing the things that I had thought I wanted to do when I was young, and now here I am, and I'm happy with it. Like I said, I never thought that I was going to end up here, but life has a way of working things out. So rather than sitting here and trying to tell you all about me, which would take too long, what I think I'm going to do is I am going to tell you the best and worst thing about pregnancy. Because obviously that's the first part of this that I never thought I was going to do. And therefore, I never put all that much thought into what the experience of it was. Or was going to be before it started. So I was thinking about this afternoon. What is the best and worst thing about being pregnant? And I was kind of surprised to discover that the best thing about being pregnant was also the worst thing about being pregnant. So it's all rolled up in one weird, confusing little lump. And that lump, if we just condense it down into that one underlying factor, it's all of a sudden your body is not your own anymore. And that's a really difficult thing to come to terms with. It's not owned by anybody else. I mean, it's still your body. But all of a sudden you've got a roommate. And it's hard enough to have a roommate in a 2-bedroom apartment. It is hard enough to have a roommate in a studio-style dorm. When they made me move back to the dorms my second year of college because I was homeless floating around on people's couches during the week and going back to my parents' place on the weekends, I told the people in charge of my school who were making me go to the dorm that, okay, I will do this, but only if I can have my own room. And I barely came out of that room my entire the second half of my second year of college, because sharing space is hard for me. Sharing space is incredibly hard for me. And all of a sudden, I had to share space, not just in my place. I mean, now I'm living in basically a studio above a 3-car garage. My boyfriend and I bought property, I bought property out in the middle of nowhere in Oregon 3.5 years ago because I needed space. 7 acres of space. But my living area is a studio apartment that I share with my boyfriend, and now Valentine. I have a hard time sharing space. Joe and I are good at it together because we love each other. But it's so hard to share space. And when you're sharing space, all of a sudden, inside your own body, you have a tenant. And that tenant is messy. And they make you vomit. And they sap all your energy away. And you can't kick them out. Well, you can eventually, but you can't kick them out for a very, very, very long time, or at least 9 months feels like a very, very long time, especially when you're getting toward the end of it, and all of a sudden they're taking up more and more space, they're encroaching on your spinal column, they're kicking you in the bladder, and every now and then in the kidneys, and you're, oh, that's what a kidney feels like. Yeah. You are sharing your own body with this alien little creature who just doesn't care. But then on the other hand, this alien little creature who isn't real good at communicating their needs to you somehow acts as a translating agent between your own body and your mind. At least for me. My mind-body relationship got very complicated over about a decade. No, probably more than a decade. Probably half of my life. From about 15 on, I became very controlling of my physical surroundings when I was about 15. Well, not even my physical surroundings. I don't know how to put that. It was kind of that, I thought for a very long time that I was anorexic because it symptomized very much as controlling what I ate. Like, I was a huge controller when it came to my food because that was like that one thing in your life that you really did have control over. And you could mold yourself, you could mold your own body into anything that you wanted. And also I had a touch of the dysmorphia, and I believed mirrors were liars for years and everything else, but all of a sudden, oh, and I shut down my hunger cues. Like, I didn't feel hungry anymore. It went away. And all of a sudden, my body was telling me things, like literally telling me things that couldn't be ignored, things that I know, that subtle voice is always coming from your body. I mean, it has to. But all of a sudden I had what seemed to me to be a translator inside of me, and these messages from my own body became so crystal clear. I would crave things, and beyond craving things, I got hungry. I mean, I gained a lot of weight during pregnancy. I needed to gain weight to start with. I was actually surprised when I got pregnant because I was underweight. I'm about 5'6.5", and when I got pregnant, I weighed 104 pounds. I gained about 50 pounds during my pregnancy. I was 155, 156 before she was born. And I felt amazing. I mean, I felt miserable at the same time because I had basically a large parasite growing in my middle. But on the other hand, my body was giving me these cues that I hadn't experienced in a long time. It was telling me what it needed. It was telling me how to take care of myself. And if you, it's hard to explain because I don't feel like, I don't know if normal people shut down that communication between their mind and body as strongly as I wound up doing. Which is a whole nother story, and I'll tell you about that later. But it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. And you know, the other good thing about being pregnant, I guess, is at the end, you get one of these. And like I said, never thought I wanted one. But I don't think I'd give her up for anything. Huh, Valentine? You with all the mommy hair in your face. I don't think I'd give you up for anything, because you're my favorite now. But, yeah, so I'm new Mama Tabby, and this is Miss Valentine. And I really do hope that you'll stick with me for a little while. I've got lots of stuff that I want to share and I want to talk about. And I'm really hoping that I'll hear back from other new moms, old moms, moms in general, other people who are thinking about becoming moms, people who want to know things about the experience, even if you're not a mom. Men even. Maybe I'll be able to convince Joe to share a little bit on here from time to time. Who knows? But, yeah. I don't get out much, and this is what I'm going to do now. So, thanks for sticking with me. Please like, share, comment, especially comment. I want to hear other people's thoughts, things that they want to know about, and I'll be sharing lots of stuff. Cute videos of Valentine. Yeah. Bye, guys. Hi. I'm really